following contest scheduled for one fall is for the Women's Intercontinental Championship. Introducing first, the challenger from Dublin, Ireland, the man, Becky Lynch.
It's been nearly a year since Becky Lynch has been in a one-on-one match here in WWE. She lost a steel cage match to Liv Morgan at that point in time. Had a couple of tag team matchups, of course, at WrestleMania, and then the night that she turned on Lyra Valkyria. Will that come into play tonight, Wade? She really hasn't had this match in a year.
I think she's fine. She's absolutely ready. She's primed. Class is permanent. And you shake off the ring rust in a heartbeat when you're as good as Becky Lynch.
Becky Lynch, a 7-time world champion, Royal Rumble winner, couple-time tag team champ, former NXT women's champion as well.
Won it all, but now gets a chance to add one more in the form of the Women's Intercontinental Championship. Woo! Don't. Woo! Don't. Thank you.
And her opponent from Dublin, Ireland, she is the Women's Intercontinental Champion, Lyra Valkyria.
She won a 12-person tournament to become the inaugural Women's Intercontinental Champion back in January. Very proud champion, holding the title for 100+ days. We would learn that it was Becky Lynch, the woman who attacked Bayley, who was supposed to team with Lyra Valkyria for the tag titles at WrestleMania. Becky and Lyra would go on to win the titles, and then Becky would turn her back on this woman, a woman who looked up, idolized Becky Lynch, who was a protege of sorts, only to be betrayed after losing the tag team championship match.
It was the ultimate feel-good story when these two won the tag championships at WrestleMania 41, only to capitulate 24 hours later. Lyra Valkyria, I would argue, ruined the triumphant return of one of the biggest names in the industry after an 11-month absence.
Yeah, well, Becky Lynch forcing her way into that matchup after attacking Bayley. Nonetheless, this is for the Intercontinental Championship. Lyra Valkyria, Becky Lynch. Lyra does own a victory over Becky back in 2023, Halloween Havoc at NXT. Lyra would beat Becky Lynch to take the NXT Women's Championship.
Many people would argue that was a fluke victory. If you check out exactly how that went down, it was a very quick pin out of nowhere. And Becky Lynch is about to make amends for that tonight.
Well, fluke or not, she won. And if Lyra beats Becky tonight, are you going to call that a fluke as well, Wade?
If she does it in a fluky way, I certainly will.
Referee Jessica Carr going to have her hands full in this matchup here tonight. In an interview with Sports Illustrated, Lyra Valkyria said Becky loved being an idol. She tried to be helpful, or once was helpful to the women in the locker room. That has completely changed. Now Becky has become jealous and bitter and wants to take the top spot from anyone she can.
I personally do not agree with that perspective of Lyra Valkyria whatsoever. Becky Lynch continues to show tough love to the young Dubliner, one who formerly idolized Becky Lynch and basically used Becky Lynch as the blueprint to her own success.
Nice leapfrog arm drag takedown into the, looking for a cover, and she does get it here. A kick out. Deep arm drag by Becky. Lyra said that Becky Lynch no longer cares who she hurts. Lyra said, I will not be walked on.
That was about a little bit of gratitude from Lyra Valkyria. Becky Lynch has basically given Lyra Valkyria the exact know-how how to make it in this game and become a major star and champion. Thank you occasionally,
well, a lot of thank yous to the protege of Becky's. Looked up to her, learned a lot from Becky.
And now all she does is badmouth Becky Lynch.
Well, Becky brought that upon herself, and look at this, turning things around. Unique move by Valkyria.
Reverse Boston Crab, and it's about to get even worse for Becky Lynch.
And Lyra punishing Lynch here with the Intercontinental title on the line. Will Becky give up here?
This move is equal parts painful and equal parts humiliating. Dominance in the early goings from the youngster Valkyria.
And this is a great confidence being shown by Lyra here. Slow pace, punishing Becky, making her pay.
Talking some smack in the process. And look, I'm not going to argue the technical acumen of Lyra Valkyria. My God, surfboard.
And Becky in trouble again. Will she give up to Valkyria with the title on the line? Lyra Valkyria is coming to her own. This is not the Lyra Valkyria that Becky faced 2 years ago.
It's not the Lyra Valkyria of 6 weeks ago, and that is thanks to Becky Lynch. It's tough love. It's shown growth in the mindset of Lyra Valkyria.
And look at Valkyria putting on a clinic here against one of the all-time greats. Shoulders are down. Becky's got a kick.
It's effectively child's play thus far from Lyra Valkyria.
Waistlock standing switch by Lynch.
Becky Lynch was not expecting.
Oh, look at this. Northern Lights and a kick out by Lynch.
A hell of a bridge, too. Tight pin there, and Becky Lynch on the back foot from the off.
And you know, you mentioned it, Wade, that Becky Lynch has brought this out of Lyra, and I agree with you on that point. Lyra's come out of her shell. Much more confident, much more vocal, believes in herself now, has had an incredible title reign. WWE fans are behind her, and Valkyria now with a kick driving Becky to the barricade.
So what you're telling me is there is method to the madness of the former mentor, Becky Lynch.
I didn't think Becky expected this out of Lyra, but she's getting it here tonight at Backlash. I really love watching the development of this woman. Lyra Valkyria, world champ at some point in her future, no doubt about that. Becky Lynch now, and there's the veteran, as Lyra took a bit too much time heading up to the top rope, and now Becky Lynch on the attack.
Yeah, Becky Lynch showing that finesse that has made her a top-level star in this industry. And Becky Lynch, as much as anyone else, did not have an easy climb to the top in this game. Nobody rolled out the red carpet for her. Why the hell should she roll out the red carpet for people like Lyra Valkyria?
Becky wants the Intercontinental title again. She's been a world champ, an NXT champ, a tag champ, a Royal Rumble winner. Would love to become the second ever Intercontinental champion. And now really taking it out on Valkyria. And she's got to be careful here because Lyra's got the champ's advantage. She's got to be pinned or submitted for Becky to win the title. Here's the cover. Now by Becky and a kick out at 2.
And it's one thing coming out of the blocks hot. It's another thing riding through that storm and showing you have champion caliber endurance and durability. And right now we're seeing that Becky Lynch has taken the sting out of the tail of Lyra Valkyria.
Yeah, Becky the veteran slowing things down, now controlling Lyra. Big slap across the face. This is all mental now, Wade, right? Mind games, establishing dominance.
Well, that's the clear weakness when it comes to Lyra Valkyria against Becky Lynch. Move for move, hold for hold, athleticism for athleticism. You can't put a piece of paper between them. But the mindset of Becky Lynch is concrete. There's still some naivety, some innocence to Lyra Valkyria, and that in this game is a massive problem.
And now Lyra Valkyria able to roll through. Nobody home for Becky, and Becky using the ropes to her advantage. And there's the exploder. Becky again looking to win the championship. Shoulders down and a kick out. You know, Big E talked about this with us in the Countdown show, the fact that it takes a long time to find yourself here in WWE. It doesn't happen in weeks, it doesn't happen in months, it takes years to get to that point. Lyra's just on the cusp of that.
Yeah, verbally, she's certainly already there. These past few weeks, it's been a completely different persona and attitude from Valkyria. Now you have to back that up in-ring, bell-to-bell, with the brightest spotlights on a PLE against one of the very best. It's a tall order.
Yeah, Becky Lynch, who, again, admitted to attacking Bayley a few weeks ago and very vocal about Bayley in recent weeks.
I'll tell you right now, Bayley being taken out of that matchup effectively allowed these two to win the gold. The end justifies the means. And Lyra Valkyria got the greatest spotlight of her entire career thanks to Becky Lynch taking Becky
Is this your
out.
girl? Is this your girl? You want to say thank you for having your girl?
And Becky screaming at that man who is the fiance of Lyra Valkyria sitting in the front row here at ringside. And that just ticked Lyra off, and she's fighting back now against Becky.
It'll certainly add insult to injury, goading your opponent's future family member while defeating her and taking away a championship.
For the title. And a kick out. And again, that great mind game by the veteran. Bring out the emotion in Lyra, force her to make a mistake.
Exactly the level Lyra Valkyria needs to round her game out to if she wants to be a future Hall of Famer like the man Becky Lynch. Bruised and bloody, but in full control is Becky Lynch.
Yeah, but that's how she made her name, right? Bruised and bloody, the man.
With her nose splattered across her face.
Look at Lyra, though. A very defiant Lyra Valkyria with a slap to Becky Lynch. And Lyra now taking the blows from Becky.
Yeah, the audacity of Lyra Valkyria.
Great counter. What a counter by Lyra. Trying to set Becky up. Down goes Lynch.
Tremendous power there from Lyra Valkyria, fighting through the pain and that onslaught of slaps from Lynch. And managing to get a little breathing room finally.
It is for the Women's Intercontinental Championship. There's been only one Intercontinental Champion. That would be Lyra Valkyria, holding the title for over 100 days and trying to fight back here against one of the all-time greats in Becky Lynch. And Lyra now with a clothesline, starting to build some momentum, and this is the fire we've been talking about that Lyra's been showing as of late.
This is the adaptive and reflexive brilliance of Lyra Valkyria, figuring it out as you go along. It's why she's had so much success thus far.
Cartwheel turned into the Enziguri, follows it up now with that sit-out powerbomb, cover, and a kick out by Lynch. And Lyra almost pleading with our official, Jessica Carr. What do I need to do to put Becky away?
It was a nice effort there from Lyra Valkyria. She simply didn't get the height on that powerbomb to put away someone the caliber of Becky Lynch. And that's signs of fatigue on the body of the champion.
Yeah, 17,155 sold out at the Enterprise Center in St. Louis, Missouri tonight for Backlash. Jacob Fatu saw him retain the United States Championship just a few moments ago. Will Lyra do the same for the Women's Intercontinental title? Or will Becky Lynch win the gold? What a physical battle, and I'm impressed with the way that Lyra's going toe-to-toe with Becky.
Yeah, completely hanging in there, and this is not a position the challenger Lynch wants to find herself in.
From the top rope, in trouble, what a superplex! Lyra able to hold her up there for maximum impact. And Becky able to kick at it too.
Shows you how well-rounded physically Lyra Valkyria truly is. This stalling suplex off the second rope there, connecting flush on the lower back of Becky Lynch, taking out your ability to kick out at just about. Becky Lynch was able to dig deep enough to keep this one going.
WWE fans applauding this great matchup for the Women's Intercontinental title. Becky, nice standing switch by Valkyria. Roll up now, shoulders down. Becky turns it around. Shoulders down on Lyra. Becky trying to use the rope in the official corner. Don't tell me that was instinct, Wade. That was premeditated.
It was a wily veteran move. It just didn't pay off.
And Becky, down goes Valkyria. Cover by Lynch. Can she do it here? Almost had her.
Right now, Becky Lynch is realizing she perhaps underestimated the resolve of the champion tonight. Valkyria has been outstanding. I expect that every time from Becky Lynch.
There's physical and mental exhaustion being shown by two of these women as this sold-out crowd looks on. Becky trying to get fired up now, begging Lyra to get to her feet so Becky can put her away. Looking for the manhandle slam. Counter by Valkyria. Into the corner goes Lynch. And Becky got caught this time,
Oh.
went to the well once too often, and Lyra was able to capitalize.
Well, fortunately for Lynch, she managed to land on her feet.
Up over the top and take it out. The challenger.
Immediately pouncing. Lyra Valkyria just when Becky Lynch thought she was out of danger. Nowhere to hide against this woman.
Lyra top rope, leg drop to the back of the neck.
Peripatia. A move she perfected in NXT UK. Oh,
And that slight hesitation, and there, right there, Wade, you see the inexperience.
complete indecision there. Shot that she had. The former, oh my God.
Moonsault.
Oh. Lynch tried to get her knees up. I don't think she quite connected.
Yeah, but she did a bit. She didn't get all of it, but it was enough. It was just enough. So watch this.
This was that Peripatia that she won many matches with, took her to gold in NXT UK back in the day. This indecision, though, before going for the pin, perhaps cost her this one. Knees up, catching the edge, you're right, Cole, of the frame of Lyra Valkyria, just allowing Becky Lynch to escape the worst of it.
Yeah, but again, that slight indecision shows you the inexperience of Lyra. Will it cost her in this match against Lynch?
That's the growth you have to find if you want to get to the level that Becky Lynch is at. It shows there are still weaknesses within Valkyria's.
Just like that. Oh, wait a minute. Went for a backslide. Becky able to counter. And now Lynch down. Oh, looking for an armbar here. Trying to lock an armbar in. Lyra doing a great job trying to block without the separation.
Disarm her, reversed nicely there.
And now Lyra with an armbar of her own on Becky. She almost set Becky up for the disarmer and then turned it into an armbar. And now Becky Lynch trying to get into a pinning combination here. And Becky Lynch, now there it is. There's the disarmer. The disarmer now on Lyra. Will she get the champion to tap out?
You saw Lynch diligently trying to dig this one out, and clearly, like Lyra Valkyria knows just how dangerous that hold is.
Yeah, Lyra able to slip out of it. And now, man! Oh, went for the manhandle slam. Lyra rolls into the cover. Almost had her. And this time Becky connects. Manhandle slam for the title. Kick out by Valkyria again. And now it's Becky Lynch second-guessing herself. Everything she's throwing at Lyra, and now she's lost it.
Yeah, that was an ego-crushing kick out by Lyra Valkyria. The confidence ebbing away from Becky Lynch, and now you see sheer panic in the eyes of the challenger, wondering what the hell she has to do to win this goal.
Well, we talked to Becky earlier today, and she was cocky, egotistical, and now Becky with a chair. You can't win the title with the chair, Becky. It's about the Intercontinental Championship.
Yeah, this is Becky Lynch completely losing her mind at this point. Game plan out the window.
Well, the official, Jessica Carr, she doesn't want to see the match end that way either.
Did a huge favor to Becky Lynch there. Keeping this matchup alive. Oh, wait a second.
Oh, wait, so as Jessica Carr throws the chair out of the ring, Becky Lynch now has exposed the turnbuckle in the corner. The steel turnbuckle now exposed. The pad has been ripped off. Valkyria sends Becky. Oh, Becky blocked, almost got caught there. Nice German suplex released by Lyra. Valkyria with a big spin kick. And now Lyra. Second rope, moonsault. This time it connects. This time to retain. Kick out by Becky.
Well, both women giving it everything they've got, but their opponent has been equal to everything thus far.
Just complete exhaustion from both of these top superstars.
And it's mental fatigue that is the killer at this point. You know you've dropped your best shots, and it's not been good enough.
Lyra now Picking Becky up on her shoulders. Becky again able to counter. Oh, second turnbuckle, not the exposed one.
Highly fortunate.
Another manhandle slam. Another cover by Lynch. Another kick out by Valkyria. Lyra Valkyria survives again, and Becky Lynch is beside herself.
Well, Lyra Valkyria is showing the world just how hard-wearing she is, tolerating massive levels of abuse, and this is getting super ugly.
Yeah, Becky Lynch is she's lost it. Doesn't know what she needs to do to put Lyra away.
I don't think Lyra Valkyria has any clue where she's at now, and it's about to get even worse.
Blocked by Lyra. Now Jessica Carr realizes the turnbuckle's been exposed. She's gonna head out to, I guess, grab the pad. Meanwhile, Becky went for another manhandle slam. Lyra Valkyria has Becky up. Nightwing, center of the ring. The official was out of position, but she was doing her job, and it allowed Becky to kick out.
Yeah, that extra beat has taken victory away from the champ.
It wasn't Jessica Carr's fault. She was doing her job, trying to put the pad back on the turnbuckle, a bit out of position, and that slight difference may have cost Lyra.
This is the referee completely unsighted to what's going on, trying to fix that clear and present danger in the corner. But that extra 1 second between the pin taking place and the count beginning was the difference maker. And Lynch is still alive in this one.
Lyra again with Becky up top. Is she going to try to deliver another Nightwing? Becky fighting back though. Lynch looking for another manhandle slam. Lyra rolls through. Shoulders are down now on Lynch. Kick out by Becky again. And Becky,
Thumb to the eye there, clearly not inadvertent, but highly effective.
rolling up Lyra. Lyra able to counter. Roll up of her own. Grabs the leg of Becky Lynch and got her. Lyra got her. Lyra retains. And Becky Lynch is ticked off and she's assaulting Valkyria. Lyra Valkyria wins, retains the title, and Becky Lynch, clearly frustrated, beside herself, has completely got off on Valkyria.
Well, physically, both women gave it absolutely everything.
And now the disarmer, just get in there, do something, stop it.
Lynch was just outfoxed, and now she is absolutely furious and go bananas.
And she's gonna break Lyra Valkyria's arm here. More officials are headed into the ring to try to separate this situation. Lyra Valkyria, by the way, may have a broken nose. And now,
demented look in the eye of Becky Lynch. Sometimes when you win, really, you lose in this game.
General Manager Adam Pearce finally out here to separate these two. The champion retains her title, but at what cost? It was a hell of a matchup, and it's a shame it had to end that way. We learned a lot about Becky Lynch tonight. We also learned a lot about the champion, Lyra Valkyria.
Tremendous courage and passion from both women, but it just exploded in the final moments there.
Lyra Valkyria, what a performance tonight, Wade.
She stepped up absolutely huge, outsmarting the veteran in those closing moments, getting the W. But the body of Lyra Valkyria is just a wreck at this point.